Okay, so I've come up with a plan and I'm going to stick to it. Before I do that, I'm going to introduce like my new video creating style. At least for now, this is quick and easy and it makes me happy. All right, so I've been doing some thinking. So looking into the pricing of G Pen from Sans, it kind of costs $1,000 per test plus another additional $10,000 for the course material. When looking at OSCP, we see that it's just about $1,800 this year, and that includes the course for 90 days and the test with the lab environments. And yes, I know that if I really wanted to min-max my technical ability in preparation for some future pen testing career or something like that, utilizing Hack the Box's certified pen tester course, like only $300, but the things I've been seeing on Reddit and GitHub about how high quality it is and how difficult and challenging it is, I would really consider it if my main goal was to become like the ultimate pen tester. But at the moment, it's not quite that. So that gets me thinking, what does each one really get me? I mean, a piece of paper. It's clout with the HR managers and experience. It really just shows the essentials, at least for basic OSCP at this point. And keep going down. What's it going to cost us? I mean, really, it's just time, a lot of dedication, because it is not easy. Everybody says that. It's not easy to get. It's stressful. You have to grind. And then on top of that, it's just a few grand. But after I get the certification, it'll pay itself back in the positions I get in the future. All right, second time. So what have I decided on? I've decided on OSCP. I mean, unlike OSEP and Hack the Box's certifications, that might change in the next couple of years. But these ones aren't really as well known or understood by hiring managers. So therefore, I think it's more effective or time efficient to just go for OSCP to solidify myself in this industry while not stressing so much about endpoint evasion and detection and other more complex topics that would eat up more of my time. While at the same time, I'm also juggling another master's level course. I can't remember exactly which one it was. And then my capstone for the program would be starting in March and then ending in June. And with it being only about $1,800, the cost of it isn't really what I consider imprisoning. It's not crippling debt. $1,800 is not that bad, at least here in the United States and for my situation. So when will I start studying? Actually today. But how? Here we go over this nice little roadmap I made. Well, we'll start talking about the roadmap ideas before fully fleshed out. So some more of my thinking here too. You can also spend another $1,000 and extend that 90 days on the OSCP training lab environment and course material to a full year. But in my opinion, that's not really worth it, as you can use Hack the Box and other like Try Hack Me, other pen testing platforms to test your skills before you jump into the VulnHub environment or pay for the PWK or the lab environment. There's an older blog from around 2020 where Yogscap talks about a 3-phased approach. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a little older. I mean, but I like how he breaks it down into pre-enrollment, post-enrollment, and examination time. So how we can min-max our time as it relates to the 90-day period of buying the OSCP material, where he talks about pre-enrollment. He spells it funny. Being a basic understanding of, like, honestly, some of the most core essential things, different shell features, netcat transferring, exploit frameworks. I don't know. He doesn't talk about agent frameworks or anything like that, but these Metasploit should be able to do most of it. I think that's what the test only gives us is Metasploit. We get Wireshark. I mean, probably just going to be TCP dump for any analysis or troubleshooting. Some file transfers, escapes, basic understanding of commands and environment. Programming skills, I mean, I know the basics of Python, but PHP and Perl I'm going to have to understand a little more. I've never really interacted with them. Nmap, we're fine. Web app attacks, I mean, you know, I've ran across about half of these. You know, maybe I've done them before and for fun and training, but I don't fully understand them, so I'm going to have to really go back and practice those. But the post-enrollment, once we actually start that 90-day period, we can actually utilize the VulnHub material and the PDF that we'd get from Offensive Security. And I guess we get 17 hours of video. But then moving into like the examination, I mean, that's all just prep, doing practice tests and, you know, setting yourself up for success just in that way. And I've taken many certifications before. Some of the SANS ones, I mean, I guess they were hands-on, yeah. But the training material walked you through it, so going into the test, I wasn't very anxious at all. I'm not a big anxious tester, so I think I'll be okay. But I've never taken a test like this, so if I fail, I understand that I can go back to it with a calm head, no feelings hurt. So yeah, basically covering a lot of these topics in the pre-enrollment phase, post-enrollment, going to be the 90-day countdown and purchase the PDF lab environment videos, and then exams go time. But I may have had some help generating a prep guide. So I had Grok scrape offensive security web pages and generate the most up-to-date outline, introduction, stuff like that, and also scrape anything for the last 2 years on the internet regarding recommendations, feedback from recently successful testers. And with that, I had it generate me a 3-phase study plan based on that OSCP 2020 strategy, but updated to the 2025 syllabus that they publicly post. So with this, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there that a lot of people talk about. I don't know how accurate it is, but I'm going to go ahead and study as much as I can, follow the different resources that it compiled for me. Jump down to the post-enrollment. This is where I'm going to really jump into skills found within the PDF and whatnot. Phase 3 is going to be test prep and understanding I need to be able to do these things with these tools. Yes. Yeah, I like GoBuster, FuzzFaster, Nicto scanning. I'm comfortable with a lot of this burp suite. I know the basics. I did some web app pen testing, but it's very, very, very simple. Metasploit, fine. MSF Venom for generating payloads. Yep. Search exploit, easy. Mimikatz hashes, or yeah. Thread dumping. I've used it once or twice. Don't know secrets dump. God potato. I think I've heard of it, but never really used it. Empire for C2. Bloodhound for Active Directory. Nope. Impacket I've heard of. Chisel, no idea. John the Ripper, easy. Hydra for attacking, easy. Netcat, we talked about that, easy. Responder. Honestly, LLM&R, I'm not the most familiar with, but I mean, I don't think it can be that hard. Oh, process spying in Linux. Cool. Run as, yeah, cool. And then, I mean, I know it compiled and told me I should be familiar with these. I've read a lot of reviews on notes and I've used a couple different ones. I'm mainly a Notepad++ user, and in the past I've been an Obsidian obsessor. Like, I loved Obsidian, but the node, it really centers itself on the node topology kind of graphic interface, where it creates all those little dots and connects them. But I never really found that very helpful, if that makes sense. I've never had a use case where I need to fully understand the linkage between certain words within my notes. I'm sure there are use cases for it when you're doing analysis or something, but in order to create those notes, I didn't find really any other way to do it besides just creating the link with the brackets. So I had to purposely go ahead and create those links. But yeah, I guess I just never found the full use case of it. It was nice. I like the Vault feature. I like separating notes into their own categories and whatnot and branching those off. And it looked beautiful. It looked modern. Cherry Tree also was one that I haven't used, but I thought looked very efficient, and I liked how you could do drop downs and you could do templating to where if you opened up a new one in a certain drop down, like how if you're going after a new standalone machine or a new server, when you do the drop down, it'll auto generate a template for filling in device information as you scan, as you exploit, so you can document and source. I really like the look of that feature. But at the same time, I also read that Cherry Tree is a little unreliable. It can crash a lot and you can lose your notes. So the latest one that I've really just read a little bit about and started using, as you can see here, is the Joplin Notes app. And I mean, it kind of does everything I need. You can create different notebooks, or what Obsidian would call vaults. You can create new notebooks or new notes within them. I'm sure we can do I don't know, maybe there's a way to actually indent them so that they're grouped. So that way I could do Windows host, Windows server, Linux host, Linux server, whatever any other kind of builds, any other kind of types of devices, we can categorize them, take notes, document the tooling in different groups. I mean, like initial access, scanning, all those kinds of things, Privesc. I feel like that'd be the most beneficial use of notes. Plus, when talking to people that I know in the industry that do pen testing, They say that notes are a lifeline. So I need to make sure that the notes I make are very well organized because they'll be following me around the rest of my career. With that said, the timeline for what we're doing, 6 months max, I think, for at least the first 2 months until November. I want to be really studying all the prerequisite material. If it takes till December or January to get going on the 90-day thing, fine, but it's going to be very hard to juggle a full-time job, a new marriage, master's level degree, which is, the pre-capstone course, like I said earlier, starts in January, and then capstone again a couple months later, and then also all the OSCP study material and the stress of that. Maybe it would be smarter for me to push this out till June to start the 90-day period. Maybe that's what I might do. It all depends on how comfortable I am. I'm going to take my time in this first phase. I'm going to take a couple months just so I really understand the core concepts and functionality of these tools before I actually invest the $2,000 in the testing experience. But with that said, let me know what you think of this plan. I want to thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.